Hi, little babies. It's Dr. Mayday. I hope you're having a great day. I'm up here on Lake Erie, and it's okay. A little overcast, a little cool, but not too bad. Good weather for going for a walk or riding a bike. And, you know, I am just floored at how little I've driven in the last 3 years. I'm only putting 3,000 miles a year on my car. I called my insurance agent to see if I could get a lower rate because of my low mileage. But she told me that the cutoff is 8,500 miles a year, so I couldn't get a rate change. But, I got an old Ford, a 2007. The thing runs like a champ. No, no issues with it. Just the regular maintenance and stuff. I got freaked out though yesterday. I went up to J.C. Penney. I had to return a couple items that didn't fit right, and so I go to get out of the car, and I couldn't remove my key from the ignition. So what I did was did a search on the internet via my Android phone, and they said the number one cause is because the transmission is not fully in park. And it's funny because the car still ran and everything. I just couldn't get the key out. I even drove around and reparked it. Same issue. So what I did is I monkeyed with the transmission, got it fully into park, and the key came out. But can you imagine what it costs to get that fixed at a dealer or a repair shop? It costs you a fortune. I quit going to one repair shop because they bled me every time I showed up. They found something wrong. One time they replaced a tie rod, and the thing went bad in a week, and they double charged me. So we're gonna have to charge again. So don't you have a guarantee? And there was another, I don't know, 180 bucks out the door. That really pissed me off. So I quit going to them. I had been going to them for a number of years, but every time I took the car in, they seemed to find something wrong with it and suck it to me. I always couldn't get out of there without paying $300 or $400. So, they're gone. And I got a nice, reliable shop that does a great job, and they're a fair price. So, the cost of maintaining a vehicle, even an older vehicle like mine, can catch up with you if you don't do the maintenance. But if you do the maintenance, you're overall usually in pretty good shape. So, um, that's all I know. This afternoon, I'm looking at some apartments. I have some applications in, but I'm on a freaking waiting list. The one waiting list, I'm number 144. And the other waiting list, I'm 278. And I just hate that. And then they put in the wrong dates for when I originally submitted my application. Each application was about a year off. They're a year older than what it should have been. I got the emails from them to prove it too. So I got to go find those, dig those up, and send them a copy. So, but other than that, old Joe Biden, man, that guy's fossilized. He's going to go down with the prehistoric creatures, and they'll put him in the ground and he'll turn into a fossil. They'll dig him up in 1,000 years, and he'll have grown horns and fangs when he was in the casket. And I'll go, what kind of human fossil is this? We better do some investigation. But this guy is really ticking me off now. Nothing on the border. I said today, the Benny show, I can't think of Benny's last name here on YouTube. He had an expose where they sent Ukraine 10 or $20 billion to provide the salaries for the first responders, and even giving money to shops so they stay open. And we're financing their government. Everybody in Ukraine's on our payroll. Meanwhile, in Lahaina, Maui, they're not getting anything. Or nothing yet, anyway. And that should be a big point of contention. I hope those Hawaiians vote uh, the Republican candidate, whoever that's going to be. But it just gets you that they get involved in these overseas entanglements, and then they can't figure out what to do. They can't extricate themselves, and Biden's being pushed by he's just a puppet president. He's a figurehead, and all his aides and his political cronies are pushing him to do this and do that. But when he was in Detroit yesterday, he was deplaning, and the guy almost fell again, flat on his face. And that's all he needs is a fall where he breaks his hip and he's out of action. They'll have to put him in a wheelchair and wheel him around. But the guy's shot, mentally and physically. He could not do a campaign. He could not hold up in a debate. He'd get his ears boxed off. And he's a mean guy. I mean, if he's challenged, he'll come at you with everything he's got and give you a smart aleck answer and, make excuses. The guy needs to come clean, especially with his Hunter and himself receiving money from all these overseas countries. I have a feeling that they got the goods on him. Russia, China, the other two countries that had paid into the Biden crime family. And I want to know what they have on him. Because, all these senators are compromised, all these presidents, and even the congressmen, they're compromised because people are always looking for dirt on these people. They're under surveillance by our intelligence agencies, and their political opponents hire professional private detectives, and they look for any kind of dirt that they can get on them, and then they use it against them. So I mean, I know the guy's been totally compromised, and he needs to come clean. And he's there. Well, I'm going to step down because this is just too much going on, and I'm not physically capable of doing a campaign. For the 2020 election, he was in his freaking basement for almost the entire campaign season. He rarely went out. And he make these speeches, and they're the dumbest speeches ever. And but see, he loves the power. All those Democrats love the power. The Republicans in Congress, they're flipping out because they start impeachment hearings tomorrow in the House. And they have so much dirt on Biden that once they get it all exposed, we're going to see what a dirty rat he is. And he needs to be exterminated with some rat poison. But it just makes me sick that this guy is so crooked and he lies. And that's what gets me. Be honest, if there's an issue, you tell the truth, And I know you can't tell everybody the whole truth sometimes because it'll blow their minds. But he's so dirty, he can't come clean and he can't give a rational explanation on what happened. I hope they get his bank records and go over them with a fine-tooth comb with a team of forensic accountants and get the goods on him and take him down because he's so dirty and he owes it to the American people to explain what he and his son were up to and his brother. And 7 or 9 of his family members all got wire transfers into their account. What did they do to earn that money? Nothing. Show me where they earned that money. These were just political payoffs. How about that Menendez senator from New Jersey? He's got a couple of kilos of gold. It's just crazy. 400,000 in cash stuffed into the pockets of his suit coats in his closets, and he's a dirty rat too. But he blames it on racism because he's Cuban, and he's being persecuted and prosecuted because it's racist. It's a racist prosecution. you know. But they need to get this matter straightened out. And what really ticks me off is Biden not helping out those people in Lahaina. He never did go to the site of the, what was it, Norfolk and Southern train wreck in Ohio, even though he promised to. And I like Trump speaking tonight to the auto workers in Detroit. There's going to be a crowd of about 500 of them. But, when Biden went up to Detroit or near Detroit to speak to the auto workers in one of the plants, he was there for all of like 5 or 7 minutes. And then they loaded him up into the plane, and away he went to the California for 2 gigantic fundraisers, to get the well-heeled donors to throw millions into his campaign. What a waste of money. I mean, who would send any money to that guy? He's rotten to the core. That's my opinion. I'm sorry I'm so harsh. Well, I wish I had a good joke today to tell you, but I don't. I'm busy working at my desk, and, I'm just working away and trying to get things done. Well, listen, little babies, I love you, and I hope you have a great day, okay? Bye-bye.